Hey everyone, it is Dr. Kyle, and I'm here back at Chiropractic First of Rockford with a thought of the week for you. And this is pertaining to what causes a subluxation. Remember, a subluxation is anything that impedes on the nerve's ability to carry a signal to your body or from the body to the brain, ultimately leading to symptoms you may feel, but also including things you may not feel, poor health and deteriorating conditions. So the question for this week, the thought of the week is it possible to have a subluxation without a specific major trauma or traumatic event? And the reality is, yes, it is very possible. Yes, that's a true statement that it is possible to have subluxation or impediment on a nerve without trauma. And we get this question a lot as doctors and as staff members here. You know, people are naturally looking for, well, why is there a damage to this nerve? Why am I dealing with this symptom? And some of the first things that we oftentimes think of just in our nature is major traumas we've been through, car accidents, falls, workplace traumas, things like that. And certainly that's a part of the puzzle. When those things happen, it can be a big accelerator to what's going on with your health, or it could start a condition or change your posture enough to lead to things down the road. But it's certainly not the only thing. There are people out there who have had very minimal to no major traumas in their life, whether because they're just very young and they haven't been exposed to much, or they've just been luckier than others. The reality is that trauma, toxins, and thoughts or your emotions are all causes of subluxation in the body. And so when you look at trauma specifically, that's not just the big things that we think of, but it's also the little things. It's the daily habits you have. It's the little movements that you make 10,000 times a day, sitting in your office chair, driving in your car, sitting at a dinner table, or even going into things, the way you move, the way you sleep at night, the habits that you have with your hobbies in your spare time. Those are all things that add up. So while they may not be as significant or come to mind first, like a major trauma, they are still a form of trauma. They're a form of micro trauma that happens many, many times. And so for the majority of clients that we work with, yes, there's the major trauma to consider, but there's also an evaluation of the daily micro traumas that have to be taken into account as well. Because if those aren't changed, ultimately long-term change to your health, to your spine, to your posture is impossible. So there are actually multiple causes of subluxation. It's not always the big traumas that we think of, although that is very important to know about because it can certainly be a big part of the puzzle for your health. But consider the little micro things that you're doing every day as well, and consult with your chiropractor about what those habits are and maybe the next step to unlocking where to take your health and what can be done to continue to improve it. Have a great day.